Hi, hello, this is Latanya, Miss Coach Deloach, and I am coming to you with the topic for today. Was health and wealth hard or easy to acquire in the Bible? Yesterday I uploaded a video, and my intentions were or was that would be my last video. But when I uploaded that video, I had some questions, and I prayed and I inquired with God. I don't know who you believe in, if you believe in God or the universe or a higher power, but my is in God. And so I inquired with Him and I asked, I said, why was it so easy to acquire healing in the Bible, but it was not as easy to acquire prosperity or increase financially? In terms of financially, I'm not talking about the big picture of prosperity, where you're at peace, you're walking in health, you don't have financial concerns, you're loving where you are in life, your purpose, and you are walking in your purpose and fulfillment. I'm not talking about prosperity from that sense. I'm speaking of prosperity from a financial sense. Now, these were the two stories in the Bible that I was referring to when I prayed about this issue. The widow woman, or the single mother with the child, and her husband had died and left her in tremendous death. And she was at her point of her last meal where she and her son were just going to eat and die. Now, a prophet shows up at her door and she has to make a sacrifice and she has to make a decision. This prophet tells her, if you give me a portion of that last meal, if you act upon this opportunity, you will become debt free. So I can just imagine the headlines if a Joel Osteen or a Bishop T.D. Jakes showed up at a single mother's home, right? Because they're millionaires, they're financially well in the gospel, and I can imagine the headlines on CNN News, Facebook, Twitter, social media saying, look, these millionaire preachers showed up at this single mother's home and she was in need and they requested her last piece of bread or her last $10 or her last $25 to invest in an opportunity that will make her debt free. Now, can you imagine that situation or that headline? Well, that's exactly what happened. Or let's look at Matthew 25, the parable of talents, where, and I love this scripture, where one man had 5 talents, one had 2, and one had 1. Now, the Bible doesn't explain to us in detail how the person with 5 talents multiplied those talents, but we do know he invested, he went to work, and he multiplied that 5 and he increased. Okay, and also this third story, let's relate to this in the Bible, where the disciples that were following God said, God, we need money to pay our taxes. We owe Caesar. Where will we get this money from? And you also, owe Caesar. And God, should we pay our taxes? Are we obligated to pay our taxes? And God said, yes, you are. Render unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and render unto God what belongs to God. Now, God being God, he could have just manifested money from anywhere. He could have just said, hey, when you go to sleep, the money's going to wash offshore and it's going to come out of a fish's mouth. He's going to drop it out of his mouth, wash them offshore, and it's going to be right there at your bedside. Or when you wake up, someone is going to leave a bag full of gold or money, outside of your doorstep, your house. But he didn't. He gave them a plan of action and a strategy, an opportunity. He said, go fishing. And in doing so they had to go to work. You will find a gold coin in a fish's mouth, right? And they did. So when I asked God, I said, well, healing seemed to have come so easy in the Bible. People would touch your garment. The woman with the issue of blood for 12 years would touch the hem of your garment, your robe, and she was made whole. And And people will ask, and you just would send a word and they will get healed. Which also leads me to another question. Why aren't people receiving more healing today? Okay, but that's another topic for another day. And so I'm reading in Mark 5:24 in the Bible, and it says, so when Jesus went with him, I'm not reading the King James Version, a large crowd was following and pressing against him. So Jesus was this rock star, right? He go places. He became famous. It's just like the president would come into your city, or whoever your favorite singer or author is, or this really high status person would come into your city, and they was just a rock star. So Jesus had the status of just being a rock star. He would come into the city, and thousands upon thousands and thousands of people would come and embrace him and be around him and want healing, okay? Or just to be in his company. And so this lady for 12 years had a bleeding issue, and she was pressing in the crowd, and she said within herself, if I could just touch the very tip, the hem of his garment or his robe, I will be made whole. Now, God showed this to me. This lady first had the mindset. She first had the mindset. She said within herself, right? Then she said, after her mindset was right, now I have a strategy. This is my strategy. If I just touch the hem of his robe, if he comes in my proximity, I don't care if he's in my proximity, I'm going to press my way. And if I could just touch the hem of his robe, I will be healed. And then she acted on her strategy. She had a plan of action, people. So then God said, okay, look in the Old Testament where I instructed the man to go dip in the Jordan River, 7 times for his healing, right? And so God gave this man a strategy to be healed. And the man had to go to work and implement the plan of action and take advantage of the opportunity. Let's look at one more. I gave you 3 for prosperity or increasing finances. Let's look at one more with healing. Jairus with his daughter. Jesus still was being pressed by the crowd. He was the ultimate rock star. And Jairus came to him and said, God, my daughter's at the point of death. I need you to heal her. And he pressed through the crowd. But that was his strategy. That was his plan of action. His mind was made up. If I carry out this plan of action and this strategy and take advantage of the opportunity, my daughter will be healed. And she was. She was raised from the dead. So 3 things you need to acquire your health and wealth, your prosperity, is the mindset, number 1, the strategy, number 2, and to work the plan of action, number 3. The mindset, the strategy, work the plan of action, and recognize the opportunity. I'm going to add a 4th one. Recognize the opportunity. Some of you all do not recognize the opportunity to get out of debt for financial freedom. You're doing affirmations and actions, but they are the wrong actions. I've seen people in church hop on one foot, rub their belly with their right hand, and tap the top of their head with their left for actions of prosperity. Those are the wrong actions. You have to recognize opportunities and have a mindset and a willingness to act upon them. And then sometimes prosperity will come in the form of an idea, of a business, of an action that God told you to take. Not something that's out of your mind or out of emotions, but of action that you have prayed about, sought God about, and he told you this is what you do, this is what you need to give, this is what you need to sow, and this would make you debt free, or this is what opportunity you need to take advantage of. The same thing goes with your healing. You can be healed, but just have a purpose to be healed, to be of value, to help other people, and to be of value for God. So I'm at my time. I'm sorry I went over this, but hey, if this is going to be my last video, let's make it my best one. And I hope this one does become my best one. And I hope it helps someone on your road to health and wellness in 2015 and ending 2014 the right way. This is Miss Coach Deloach, and I am signing off. To your success.